Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Cartoon Cookbook, where we get together and try to visualize a cartoon from start to finish. Today's episode, we're doing something a little different. It's going to be the first time that we've ever done this, and instead of doing a single one-shot cartoon like we've done in the previous cookbooks, where we basically take a story from A to Z, what we're going to be doing today is kind of giving you a long form narrative, something that may not necessarily end on this episode, but something that we might revisit in future episodes. So maybe this character gets to a stopping point like Frodo and Lord of the Rings or fucking John Wick, and then it just ends. And then we'll pick the story up at a later time. I have tasked Brett with not only having to draw here, but integrating a real-life character, real-life person, into today's cartoon. But Brett, where should we start? How should we fucking start this? What do we want to do?
Well,
we could do anything.
Yeah, we could. First of all, I'm probably not going to draw as much on this, so it's going to be more conversational. But where should we start? So if this is going to be long form, should we? And are we going to eventually come back to this? Is that what you said?
We could. In time, we could come back to it with whoever's on the pod. If there's a pod in the future where we really are struggling to build an idea, then this is something that we can just jump back into and continue the story of this character that we're about to make. But here's something that we haven't tried before. What is an everyday situation that you or I go through that could be a launching pad for this? I feel like sometimes cartoons, like we just spoke about Solar Opposites, some of the funniest episodes are when they're just doing the tasks that everyday people do. Like there's that episode where they're just literally standing in line, and it was the funniest thing that we'd ever watched. So what is something that you or I do every day that would make a good launching point for a cartoon?
Well, oh man, because what if I went through my day? It'd be pretty fucking boring, and I feel like I do that every fucking day. So, all right, I sit at a computer all fucking day, which you don't want to watch on a cartoon, do you? I mean, I don't know. Computer.
Something clicked to me.
All right.
What if? So one of the things that I hate, because I also work from a computer and a desk, is when the internet goes out, and then you got to fucking go down and you got to fucking unplug the modem. And
I like where you're going with that.
So let's start it off where our dude or chick or whatever we fucking want to make, his internet goes out, and he, even though that he's trying to plug in the modem and unplug the modem, it's still not working. And then that's the catalyst for this adventure that he's going on.
Yeah, I like that actually. Because we can get real weird and deep with this. If that, like, how does he turn the internet back on? But like,
yeah, because
right.
It's a task that I just fucking generally hate doing. I hate it, and it's so easy. Because sometimes you put your modem in the fucking most obnoxious places where you got to move countless amounts of furniture out of the way in order to reach back and like unplug or plug something in.
Yeah. I mean, and it's just, it takes so fucking long too. It's like, I feel like even in the reset process, you're just looking at like this one little green light just blinking for 5 minutes.
And then if you do it wrong, if you wait 4 seconds instead of 5, you got to fucking do the process all over again.
All right. So if this is long form, I feel like less of a rush, like we could like talk about this for a little bit before we like dive into it. But as far as like the story process goes, if we were to be writing, how do you want this to be long form? In the sense that, do you want it to be longer than what we normally write, or do you want it to us to get more detailed about the process that we normally go through and almost have it more of like a finite cartoon. So it could essentially still be like a short, but we can get a little bit more like into the character, the animation process, or we could just really flush out a fucking good story. Like
I think the idea of flushing out a good story would be good. Maybe like giving this guy, we may not necessarily animate it on screen, but kind of giving this guy an ultimate goal, maybe introducing other obstacles that could hinder this process. But right now, what you're essentially drawing is we're making you the main character, which I like. And this guy's...
Well, that guy doesn't look like me, but yes.
Dude, he looks exactly like you. I see the 5 o'clock shadow, long mullet...
Yeah.
Working at a computer. Dude, that's you.
Okay. All right.
So Brett and I did attempt this, a situation like this last year where Brett animated a piece every day for almost a month, and I wrote a piece of story every day for about a month, and we came up with this. We're not going to do this character here. We'll talk about him in the future, but essentially we paired them both and made a cartoon with backstory and lore. This is kind of where we were going with this episode of the Cartoon Cookbook, is giving you guys a character that you might enjoy seeing and his arc playing out over multiple cartoon cookbooks. Right now we have our dude at the computer, and I think obviously he's got to have a job. What does he do?
Okay, so yeah, I guess we can go into that, but what we're doing right now is we're fleshing out this character right now. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah.
All right. So when we flesh out a character, the first thing
Keep going with that thought. Keep going with that thought.
Well, when I start fleshing out a character, I just start drawing randomly. Like what? But if I had like with stuff when you brought me that stuff, like when it was Badger Stevens, I had like ideas behind what that character looked like after you giving me like his sort of background. So So if we're thinking of this together, what does he do? What does he work?
Dude, so let's put this guy in some very uncomfortable situations. Let's say that his job is to run like Pornhub. Like he's the dude that makes sure that all the porn is online.
I like that.
So you can see
all day, so what he's doing all day is just like uploading porn. Pretty much.
Yeah, just making sure the site functions properly.
Oh, yeah, that's good. All right, this guy looks gross, man.
So
actually, this guy isn't bad for that role, to be honest with you. Can we just make it this guy?
Let's make it. Let's keep it this dude. And you can see how chaos will ensue if this guy's internet goes out. Like this guy's lifeblood, he needs internet to basically prevent the apocalypse from happening. So we could basically, like, this guy is the gatekeeper of all the horny people in the world, stopping them from committing mass atrocities. Like, if they don't have porn.
Job, Pornhub, what's his name?
Dude, I'm the worst with names, dude. You can think of names better than me. Like, I can't ever think of names.
Well,
it's like my one flaw.
We could have a placeholder for right now, even if we don't have a name.
Yeah.
His name, or maybe in future episodes, if we're talking to someone else, maybe they have good. They have a good name. Something.
Yeah.
For right now, it could be.
Just say the Gatekeeper.
John Searcher, dude.
John. My name is John Searcher. Dude, love it. Yeah. John Searcher is his name.
John Searcher. We don't know a John Searcher, but
we don't. But that's his name. Yeah. Search or
yeah. All right.
And so John's primary position is he is the gatekeeper. He is the guy in the chair that makes sure the millions of people around the globe have porn at their fingertips. Without him, governments collapse, dude.
So, all right, what's the log line here then? So he, the gatekeeper, can't get porn to the world, you know? So his goal, he needs to get the internet back on.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Oh, dude, that's a great log line. I mean, I said a log line should be a sentence, but that was longer than it. But the concept's there, you know. It's like,
and traditionally, your log line is basically if you had to tell someone one sentence of what your cartoon is about, you would use a log line. That's basically its purpose. Like when you're doing
an elevator pitch.
Elevator pitch, exactly. That's the one sentence that you get out to show what your idea is about.
So, John needs to get porn to the world, you know?
Yes. So it would be something like Brett will write the short version, but you can make it something like John's world is turned upside down after he loses internet, thus like losing porn, like not giving porn to the world, something like that.
Yeah, no, you're in the right spot because you need you also need like a
like stakes. Like
the stakes in the log line as well.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm not going to rewrite.
Yeah, we're not going to.
We know it. We know.
Yeah.
All right. So we start here. Should we do a story circle or should we just go into it? Should I just start?
No, I think we should just go into it. Because we should just go into it. So, being the background type of thing, I tend to write a lot. Like I love just basically dumping pages and pages of story out before even coming to Brett with animation purposes. But in my world, Brett, you hop in whenever you want. This guy obviously is a average Joe guy. Fucking drinks his coffee in the morning. He fucking takes a shower, puts his tie on. He fucking has a cold beer at the end of a hard work day. But his job essentially is to provide the world with pornography. And if he's not able to do that, what happens to the world? What darkness emerges? What tendencies are held back in humanity when they don't have porn at their fingertips? And it just so happens on this day, John loses his internet and chaos ensues. Yep.
So I'm just drawing him all. He's scared because where's the internet?
And this is so you want to put your character in one uncomfortable situations are always good because it brings out a more creative process. But you would want to do it like something that's probably never happened to this guy ever. So in this case, he's never not had the internet. Like he's always been able to do his job. The internet has never gone out on him once. And this is the first time that it's happening. So he doesn't have any roadmap to go off. He doesn't know what to do.
So he's not like tech savvy, but this is his job.
Yeah.
Right? So
yeah.
So he goes through the motions. Like he was told what to do, and he does that every day because he's never had a problem with the internet, and now he does. So, but he's at home, so there's no IT guy or anything that can help him with this.
And I think so. Another uncomfortable situation. Well, I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be uncomfortable. But things that I hate doing is when I unplug the modem and it doesn't work, and then I end up calling my cable company. And it's a dude that just is literally telling me the exact same thing I just did. Like, he's like, is the light, it should be white. And I'm like, it's not fucking white. It's not even on. He's like, okay, try unplugging it and plugging it back in.
Yeah.
It's like, okay. It's like,
So, well, but in my head, when I'm thinking, like, I generally don't want, if it's animated, I want shit to be wilder than, like, if we could do this in live action, then, like, there's no point in it being animated. So I think we should get weird with this. Like, if there's no internet, like, he can get, I don't know, like, there could be, like, mythological shit happening. There could, like, let's go into weird tangents. Like, he's trying to get the internet back on, and he knows nothing about the internet.
So, I mean, from this point, you know, he's logged on for the day. He's noticed that his internet's not working. He instantly goes into crisis mode because he knows what could happen. Maybe we should draw a scene. So, like, he says this, what do I do now? Maybe we should draw a scene of someone like this dude, this just behemoth of a man that shouldn't be watching porn, like, trying to log on and it's saying, like, error.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, giving some context.
Wait, we are looking at, like, someone else then, is what you mean? Like,
yeah, like, so the gatekeeper has lost internet. Let's just do, it would be like a real cutscene, a real quick cutscene to a real life person, or just a person that's trying to access the porn, that can't. And then maybe, like, showing them, like, hulking out into rage, you know, because they can't get their porn.
Oh, well, wait, question then. Is everyone's internet down? No, I feel like only his internet is down.
His internet is down, but he is the guy that uploads the porn. Thus, if he's not able to have internet and upload the porn, nobody in the world gets access to porn.
Yeah, so is this, like... So they're going on to Pornhub and they just don't see any new videos, or
let's in this world he's the guy that actually literally uploads it. So he makes the website run, so they can't even access the website.
Yeah, so he like punches in every day and turns Pornhub on.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
so we should actually just have him go to his computer one day and, like, just stupidly, like, click a button like Pornhub, like an on-off button, you know? So,
yeah, and so in it's basically where he's not able to turn it on. Yeah, loving it already. Brett's given us a computer, showing us our John's day, but then it showing a different character and showing them not being able to access the stuff that John does shows the stakes right away. It shows you what people are capable of if they don't have porn at their fingertips. Maybe they turn into these, like, devilish hell creatures that fucking just go on murder sprees or something. Love it, dude. It's a Pornhub off. Look at those art skills, people. Like, if you just fucking love drawing, Brett can just pump these things out like it's nothing. Like he's whipping up pancakes, basically.
Oh yeah, baby. You turn that on and off, you know.
So this is where basically the jumping off point. John can't flip that switch from off to on because his internet's out. The chaos ensues, and then we want to just show what happens when people don't have access to porn.
Well, do we want to... so is that the next... So, all right. Well, wait a minute here. So his normal day is he goes and turns Pornhub on, but then the next day he doesn't have internet, so he can't turn it on. What happens next?
That's where we want to show someone who's not able to get on Pornhub basically turn into some type of creature. Because porn is basically, in this world, porn is the way to keep evil at bay. If you don't have porn, then evil runs free.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'll just draw.
It's basically some normal guy first trying to access his porn on his computer, and it's saying like error. Like he's not able to get it. Oh yeah. Yeah. And in this world, you know, while Brett's drawing, this affects people of all ages. Everyone has a secret little demon inside of them that is being held back by being able to consume pornography. And whenever they're not, this almost Chainsaw Man-esque, these creatures emerge and just do unspeakable acts of violence, and basically bring upon the apocalypse on the world, all because of our guy losing his internet. What do you got going on here, Brett?
I don't know. I'm trying to draw a porn watcher.
Yeah, this is kind of like where we're going here. What you got going on with this? Oh, yeah. This guy needs to be like Brendan Fraser, the Whale style.
Yeah.
Have you watched The Whale yet?
Not yet.
Oh, yeah, this is good. This guy's got tiny little arms. He's got a big old head. He's got like one of those poker arms, like to tap the buttons.
Oh, yeah.
This guy looking like Mojo on Mojo World in Marvel Snap. Speaking of Marvel Snap, people, did you know that you can battle your friends now? And I am fucking crushing it at Marvel Snap.
Marvel Snap should start paying you, dude.
So, Brett's got our dude. This is just a random character that, again, is showing us the stakes of John's inability to put porn in the fingertips of people. This guy looks very pissed off, like he's definitely holding evil back. Okay, we got Brett's got loving it. Got a computer. Everyone's got to have a computer in this Ready Player One universe that we're creating. Brett, what program do you use again to create all this magic?
Adobe Animate.
Would you say that that's the marquee animation software on the web?
No, I think there's Toon Boom, there's Clip Studio. Some of them are free, some of them cost more. I think Clip Studio is free. It's basically like that Flip a Clip that you have.
Gotcha.
Or I think it's a little bit better. I think actually I think it is better. There's it's basically the free version of Flash, and then it goes Flash, which you pay for, but there's more shit, and then Toon Boom, which is the most expensive. I think that's what Rick and Morty is made
uses.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, so yes, this is exactly what we are envisioning. Pornhub is now down. Where's my porn? This overweight bastard doesn't have access to it. Thus, something evil is about to happen in the world. Basically, that's where we change the log line. What happens if the world is denied porn? Only one man can restore peace and order throughout the galaxy. His name is John Searcher.
So is this a movie? Is this a series? Is this a book? What? A graphic novel? What are we thinking here?
Dude,
because if this is long form, I feel like if we need to know that before we go into the writing process of this, you know?
This would be hilarious as a graphic novel, dude. Like,
all right.
But we do animation stuff This is, we should keep it as a
it could be a short, a movie, or a series.
Let's do a short film.
Ooh, so I feel like he's gonna need to.
Now, so real quick, what would change from an animation process if someone were creating a short film versus a series? Like, how would they differ?
I don't think the animation process would differ. But I do think the writing would differ, because the series is that you have. I feel like you have a goal that it's like an overall goal, but then you have mini goals per each character for each episode. You know, you're creating a world that needs to exist over and over and over again. And you're telling stories within that. But with a short, it's more like, if you give this person a goal, there needs to be some type of resolution by the end of it. Does that make sense?
Yes. So I think short film would be where we're going, because ultimately the end goal is he gets his internet back on, restores peace and order by putting porn back on the internet.
Yeah. All right. I don't know here. I don't. I feel like whatever he does, it needs to be completely off. Like, as soon as the first thing that he does to start, it needs to be like so far away from turning on the modem or whatever. You know, like.
Yeah, so what would be the most extreme? Oh, so maybe he calls like his neighbor. Dude, internet's out. What do I do? Instantly, because instantly for us, it would be like, check where your internet is coming from and see if that's the source of the problem, right?
Yeah. But I feel like, all right, let's brainstorm a few ideas.
Yeah.
Call neighbor, because I feel like I don't even know if I'm spelling neighbor right. I feel like that if you call the neighbor, they could just, as soon as you start bringing someone else into the picture, they could just tell you the real thing. Like if Beavis and Butthead had a character around that they ask questions to, I feel like the movies and the episodes would be over immediately. You know,
okay.
I feel like this guy's so stupid, let's let him stay stupid, you know? Let's see.
Do you think he would try to open a book on the internet?
Oh, I got it. What if he follows the cord?
The cord? Oh, yeah.
And the cord is going into
the wall.
The wall, yeah. The internet's somewhere in that wall.
Yeah.
You know?
Let's do that. Because our computers have tons of cords coming out of them. So the one that he just decides to follow is in the wall. So he just fucking starts going to town with a sledgehammer, trying to figure out and it's him clearly, obviously, the obvious thing is that he's following the wrong cord. He's following the power cord instead of the Ethernet cable that he needs to be following to the modem.
That looks like
that's
an outlet,
perfect.
I guess.
That's
right.
yeah, that's fine. No. Okay. So I like where we're going on this. It's obviously going to escalate further. So he's going to follow the cord to the wall, and then when he unplugs it, his computer just turns off. So he's obviously now made it worse than it was before.
Oh, yes. Yeah. All right.
So
we'll just draw. Actually, first I'll.
So we've got our little extension cord. Yeah, our power cord here. Yep. What's going through your mind when what you're doing right now?
I just unplugged it real quick, and then I'm gonna draw the power off on the.
Oh, on the computer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, it's like almost like this guy has never plugged in or unplugged his computer ever in life. He doesn't know what happens when it comes out of the wall. And so, yeah, just the blank screen. So now he has to freak out even more. He's like, holy shit, what the fuck is going on? Yep.
What is going on?
So, that's also another thing is you can keep escalating the stakes of your character, but try to do it in little doses. You don't want it to just be highs, because then you run the risk of not being able to capitalize whenever you're figuring out how to end your story. But I feel like these are just so minuscule things. Like, yeah, like this dude, yes, he is just losing it now. Do you think that they should reboot Ren and Stimpy now that they're rebooting King of the Hill?
Oh, dude. Well, the main guy who made Chris. What the fuck is Chris? Chris K. Chris. He
is dead.
He's a pedophile. So, but that was. But I think Bob Camp did the later seasons of that, and I think they are coming out with a
Ren and
reboot
Stimpy
of that. Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't, dude.
Yeah. Just show him freaking out. Yeah. Yes. Earthworm Jim style right here. That's good.
All right. I feel like this is a normal Toon talk. I feel like we're not. Are we going to finish this story or no?
Well, he's not going to get the internet back on at the end of this.
Okay.
Baby.
All right.
Yeah.
So we're going to. So basically, to clarify, then we're just going to go. How is this going to be deeper than other Toon talks? I guess is what I'm asking.
So for us, we can now pivot. So we know that he's losing it here. So we can follow the side plots of what is happening to the people who are not being able to consume porn.
So basically, you want a bigger story. You want a more detailed story, pretty much. All right. So when you go, this is a writing question then for you. So instead of me drawing more boards, if we're going to get more detailed with the story, how is your process when you wrote Badger Stevens before? You wrote a page a day.
Yeah.
What happened in one? How long did that take you?
I think we did it for 30 days. So 30 days.
No. 1 day.
Oh, right.
One day.
One page was probably about an hour's worth of work, mostly because I was actually sitting there contemplating where I wanted to take this character and what. I wasn't trying to replicate what I was doing the day before. So if the day before he was sitting in a bar drinking, he wasn't going to be sitting in the bar drinking on the next page. Like he had to go out and do something else or get involved in something else. And if I couldn't do that, if I didn't know where to take Badger, I would pivot to another character and follow that character until I couldn't follow that character and see if I would go back to Badger. So it was a lot of thinking involved, but I didn't want to have to force him. I didn't want to force my character into something just for the sake of writing that character. I wanted it to come organically and feel like this is something that he would actually do.
Okay, so one thing then that we're stressing right now then is that we're not forced to finish this right now. We're not forced to finish this. We want this to be organic as possible. So let's keep in my process of writing. I feel like I just keep. Well, one, it's hard for me to do two things at once. So if I'm drawing and thinking of what's happening, it's difficult. So that's why I recap these moments in here, because I want to wrap my head around it. So this character, John, he starts his day turning on Pornhub. Today, there's no internet. Where did it go? Cut to some other guy. Pornhub's down. He's like, oh shit. How do I turn my internet back on? Hit the cord. He follows the cord. The cord is unplugged. Now his computer's down. He's pissed. What happens?
Yeah. He's pissed. I think now we need to show the stakes on what's happening outside. Like, why is it a big deal that there's not Pornhub? Is now what needs to happen.
Oh, dude, let's just make it crazy. Let's, like, the world needs to shut down.
That's exactly what needs to happen in this.
Okay.
Because we know that in real life, if there wasn't porn, the world would not shut down. So we're trying to correlate the two and showing what happens in this world, what happens when people don't have access to porn. What terrible things do they start fucking doing?
It should be like on the same level of like the trade centers, like falling down,
Well, first, like, I think we should pivot back to this ogre that you drew that can't get porn, and just show this dude like transforming into something insane, because that could allow us to dip into this mythological, extraterrestrial type thing. Like, this guy's just fucking The Last of Us now. He's just fucking turning into this, like, creature that needs porn and is just fucking, terrorizing the world now. All right, so we have our character, John. A simple recap. We got John, the gatekeeper. He provides the world he does a public service by providing the world with porn. On this day, John loses his internet, thus sending the world into utter chaos. This has never happened to John before. This is the first time he's ever had to deal with this situation. So, like the novice that he is, he follows the cord that's plugged into his computer, notices that it is in the outlet, and pulls it out, thus shutting down his computer. He's fucking taking steps backwards to fix this problem, and he's now freaking out. So going from here, we are now showing you the stakes. Like, why does it matter that the world doesn't have porn? Well, because in this universe, porn is holding back those inner demons that people have and keeping them from escaping out into the universe. So what Brett's drawing is, our previous, orc bastard that was trying to get on Pornhub and showing that it was down. He is now being transformed into this beast that is going to wreak havoc on the world. And it's not only him. Women, fucking teenagers, senators, presidents, everyone that consumes porn is now being transformed into these winged devils of the sea. So here's kind of the fantasy element that you could, or that we're planning to bring into this, is we can show a fucking school of nuns turning into all different types of creatures. We can show a high school fucking being eaten alive by all the animals that are in there. And much like we said, opening this episode, this isn't the end of this story. We're just showing you this long form narrative and how we're going to create this. And Brett and I may revisit this in future pods with other guests and kind of work this out and show you a grander, more detailed aspect. But for right now, we're just building we're world building right now. We're building the small scale. That way, potentially in the future, we can show you this giant narrative that we've created.
Yeah, because basically within the confines of like 40 minutes, you can't really finish a long cartoon.
Long form story.
So what we want to do is kind of take that process and kind of have people follow us throughout it.
Yeah.
So so maybe this is interesting. I don't know.
Yeah. I think this is a Brett, give me some lines of dialogue from this guy and put something like I'm free or something like that, or now this creature is being unleashed.
Wait, what do you mean? Oh, like this character saying I'm free?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, so these demons are like, they were always in these people, but now they're getting unleashed,
Because there isn't any porn.
No more porn.
Yeah. But yeah, I feel like this is a good start. It's a good start, good stopping point. Yeah. It's showing you the stakes. Again, we got our Gatekeeper, and now he's got to fix this problem. Not only does he have to get his fucking internet back on in order to save the world, he's going to have to fucking deal and navigate these creatures that are now out in the universe.
Cool.
Love it. That was a good episode. I hope everyone enjoyed. Like, follow, subscribe if you like the show. We will be back with another episode next week. Let's go fucking party with our Liquid Death. This episode is sponsored by Liquid Death.
Yeah.
I love my death in the liquid form.
I'm getting mean. I fell in love with a machine. Give me a chance. No, I'm through with it. The one you know is dead and gone. Like that, I said the devil's shit. The early television.